Copenhagen is not only one of the coolest cities in Europe, it's also known for its great food scene. Home to some of the best restaurants in the world, Copenhagen has also got some great local dishes, delicious pastries and street food. In this video, we're checking out some of the best food spots that you might want to try on your next trip to this ultimate weekend trip destination. So first up, breakfast. And in Copenhagen, if there's a popular breakfast place, then there will be a queue. But I think this one is going to be worth it. It's called Andersen Maillard. If you pronounce that in a slightly French way, this is, I think, a really good one. And we are hungry.
It's a really good coffee.
This looks like our standard breakfast that we have back home. Each.
I wish. I'm very excited for breakfast.
So what have we got?
We've got one rundstykke, that's a Danish cake.
Mm-hmm.
One cinnamon roll. I think it's probably not a kanelsnolde just because it's not Danish enough, so they call it cinnamon roll. I don't know.
I think it's more an American cinnamon roll, yeah.
Yeah. And this is obviously pain au chocolat. So I think the most Danish thing that we have is this rundstykke. Shall I try that one first?
Yeah.
I think it's a southern Danish cake, and it's made with brown sugar. Like a yeasty dough, but very fluffy. And then there's loads of cinnamon and brown sugar in it. It's really good. Next we have this cinnamon roll. It's probably gonna be similar. I'd say the rundstykke is even more buttery. It has more of this flaky texture, and this has an even more like yeasty texture. I think it's really good.
You think we'll be able to finish this whole plate? I think so. Next up, this is also not a Danish pastry, but it's a real good looking pastry. These people here love their pastries. They also love their coffee, because this is a coffee roastery and the coffee is really good as well. Look at these layers. That crispiness is super good. It's really good chocolate, you can taste it. You know, it's got depth to it. You know, this is grown-up chocolate. This is a grown-up pastry. Now listen to this crunch. We're now in Jaegersborgade. That's probably not how you pronounce it.
Jaegersborgade.
But it is probably one of Copenhagen's coolest streets, especially if you want to spend a lot of money, because this is home to boutiques, fine dining restaurants, art galleries. It's not cheap, but it is without a doubt very cool, and you can spend a lot of time here. We're probably just going to grab some coffee. I read online actually that this is one of Copenhagen's most gentrified streets. This used to be quite, I think, the dodgy area, and now it's not. We haven't been mugged once, so that's cool.
Copenhagen in general feels like a very stylish and picture-perfect place. Lots of beautiful people, lots of stylish people, lots of really nice shops, design, lots of architecture, and Nørrebro feels like a distilled version of all of that. At the same time, it doesn't feel arrogant to me. Like, people are very friendly and very welcoming. I feel like that isn't the case for every district that is like that.
Next up, we went to Selma, a restaurant run by the well-known Danish brewery Mikkeller. Selma serves what can be considered Denmark's national dish, smørrebrød, basically a variety of toppings on dark rye bread. Smørrebrød is eaten at any time of the day and can be very simple and delicious, or in the case of Selma, very fancy and delicious, and also pretty expensive. It's probably the most we've ever spent on a piece of bread, but Selma smørrebrød didn't disappoint. The dishes were more like fine dining creations on bread. With a strong focus on fish, we had some great flavor combinations that we hadn't really tasted before. Of course, we also had some Mikkeller beer to go with our food, and our waiter also recommended us to get some high alcohol schnapps, which did add a nice touch. All in all, if you want to go all out when trying Denmark's famous Smørrebrød, Selma is a great choice.
We now came to Torvehallen, which is a really big food market here in Copenhagen, and also very popular, as far as we can see right now. And you can eat some snacks here, take them away, eat them here, drink a beer, that rhymes. That's cool. We were here in 2015, I think, and it was the first street food market I can remember visiting. Just because it was a bit more special than a normal produce market. I had to buy 2 Mochi because they look really good.
Good dessert.
Yeah, I like it. I love matcha. I mean, it's a classic mochi. If you don't know, it's like a rice cake filled with ice cream in that case. I mean, it is what it is. It's ice cream with a little twist.
Now, as we are in Denmark, it's time for some hot dogs. And we've come to the right place because behind us is Harry's Place, a legendary institution established in 1965. And they sell hot dogs and all kinds of other meats and meat rolls. I mean, this looks exactly like the places we like, the ones that have been there for many years. So let's eat some sausage. So how do you pronounce the first one again?
Bo.
Bo.
Bo. Bo.
So you don't pronounce the G? This is the bo. Perfect pronunciation. And this is the gunpowder sauce with it. What's in the gunpowder sauce? It's a secret. Okay, but it's slightly spicy.
So maybe some chilies.
Maybe. We will never find out. But we already know that it's pretty delicious. Very crispy skin on the outside. And then inside, consistency is quite like minced meat, but it's very tasty. Together with the gunpowder sauce, delicious. That was a good sausage, but we had to get out of there. It was a bit warm, as you can see from my face. But we brought the hot dog because when we asked the very friendly lady in Harry's Place what we should get, because we wanted a hot dog, she said that the classic hot dog as we know it is for the tourists, and in Denmark they eat the sausage with the bread on the side and then you dip it into the sauce. So we got sausage and the tourist hot dog.
It's also 2 different sausages. One is a thicker and bigger one, and the other one is just a classic hot dog sausage.
The lady was super friendly, so she let Zoe
serve
me the sausage, you know.
That was
I think
fun. She was so nice, and she told us lots of stories. This sausage is much thinner than the other one, but it has the same filling. I mean, it tastes the same, and I also really like the sauce. I actually think I prefer the hot dog. And
you're a tourist.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I am a tourist.
So it's slowly getting darker outside, so this is the perfect time for a midnight snack.
It's not midnight yet.
It's not midnight.
But Simon's still hungry.
I'm still hungry. I mean, we haven't eaten a lot today. And there was one place that we definitely wanted to try. There's this place called Poulette. It's a fried chicken sandwich place, and I really like fried chicken. So it looks like a classic fast food hamburger, but in the middle you've got the fried chicken. I'm very excited for this.
Sounds crunchy.
It is nice. It's definitely got the crunch, and the spicy fried chicken is coming through. It is slightly spicy, not very spicy, maybe like a little bit like Tabasco maybe. So the fried chicken is really nice and juicy, It could be a little bit more spicy for my taste, or maybe, you know, it would be nice if you could pick your own spiciness level. The whole bun and, you know, the cheese and salad is pretty basic, and it tastes also a bit basic because the cheese also isn't really that melted and everything. So I think there is room for improvement, but I like the fried chicken.
I really like the crunchiness, and I also really like the bun because it's this brioche type of thing. It's just a really good sandwich.
When we planned our trip to Copenhagen, I knew that we had to visit one particular place. A burger place. It's legendary. It's one of the best burger places in Europe. We've never been there before, and so this is going to be our first time. It's called Gasoline Grill, and if you see the outside of the restaurant, you'll know why it's called that. There are always long queues in front of the restaurant. They open at around 11 and then they close when they sell out of burgers. And I think they do sell out quite quickly. When we were there just now, they didn't have any fries anymore. Maybe that's just today. And they also didn't have any lemonade. So the only thing really we could get was burgers, and we also did get that chocolate mousse. I'm really excited for this one. And we also just came back from a 3-hour bike ride through Copenhagen, so we are hungry.
I'm so hungry. I feel like I say that every time, but this time I'm really hungry. I mean, it's 2 p.m. and we haven't eaten anything, so...
Yes.
Of course, we woke up late, so we had to hurry to get to that bike tour. Ooh, looking good.
Okay. That looks so good.
It's a really good burger. It's just very juicy, and it has the signature gasoline sauce, I think, which is slightly spicy, and it also tastes a little bit peppery. It's a really satisfying burger, I'd say, especially when you're hungry.
I am very happy. This is such a good burger, and I've eaten a lot of burgers in my life. It's a basic burger, but done right.
Thanks for the comments. I tested the Maillard.
Oh really? It's really good. Also very good. If you're ever at Gasoline Grill, get the mousse as well.
Coffee and also some pastries. We got a cardamom and a kanelsnurre in here. Tiny little dessert.
Tiny little
after
dessert.
After that mousse au chocolat that we shared.
Yes, that we had after the burger. Yeah.
Lots of layers of cinnamony, yeasty goodness. It's not too heavy because it doesn't have a layer of glazing or anything, and it's not super sweet. We also have this cardamom snurre. This one has a bit of sugar on top as well. And surprisingly, taste of cardamom. I've been waiting to have one of those the whole day, so I'm really happy now. I feel like the cardamom snurre is a more special version of the kanelsnurre, because you can get pastries with cinnamon more or less everywhere in the world, but you can't get these cardamom pastries. So when in Denmark, you have to get a cardamom one as well. So we're standing on CopenHill right now, which is a waste to energy plant which means that waste is burned here and converted into energy, which sounds very smart. And as if this wouldn't be enough, they've also created like a recreational space up here. So you have a hiking trail, you can hike up the building. The architecture in general is very impressive. They have a skiing slope. It's not the kind of skiing you'd imagine probably because there's no snow involved. It's like a plastic slope. There's also a climbing wall and a nice rooftop cafe up here where you have really nice views over Copenhagen and the sea and even all the way over to Sweden. So it's a super interesting place to visit when you're here in Copenhagen. Even though I must say it smells a little bit of garbage. But I mean, probably part of the whole experience. We can only
Yes.
We can only recommend to download the Bolt app or the Donkey Republic app.
Or the Tier app.
Or the Tier app, because from the place the ferry arrives, or the harbor boat, it takes about half an hour to walk here. With a bike, it's only 5 minutes.
I know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough. When you're thinking everything is gone wrong.
So to end our whole food tour through Copenhagen, we've come to one of Copenhagen's most popular street food markets. And it's probably also one of the coolest street food markets we've ever been to. It's called Reffen, and it's on the other side of the city basically. We took the harbor boats here. It's in this industrial area. You can also visit CopenHill, you know, the thing we visited just now.
Remember?
Remember? And you've also got just such a wide variety of street food stalls here. It all looked really good, like really, really good. But it's more than just a street food market. I mean, you can grab a drink, just have a look at this skyline of Copenhagen. You know, there's a skate park here, and it all feels like a really cool social place to hang out. It's not open throughout the whole year. It ends in September, something like that. And so I think we're going to end our tour here. We're not going to go into too much detail of what we're going to eat here because you'll be spoiled by choice here, so you can pretty much pick anything that looks good. And if you're into it, you can also go bungee jumping. It's so cool to watch other people. I don't know if it's a lot of fun doing it yourself. I haven't done it.
As this food market is in quite the industrial area, it feels very spacious. And there are lots of beach lounges you can sit in, and also, yeah, there's always a free table, a free lounger. You can watch people skate. It's just a really nice atmosphere here. There are no super long queues, so I feel like it's just very relaxed.
This is, without a doubt, a very cool city. This is a very cool street food market. So we're ending our day here and our whole tour through Copenhagen. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.
Girl, you're